Two bears, one cave. You toured Europe with Bert.
Yes. That was a tough 2 weeks.
What? What was that like?
Well, Bert called, and Bert's a friend, and you got to hand it to Bert for being rich. He's shooting movies. He's hanging out with Snoop Dogg, and he's still like a normal, nice fat guy.
Yeah, he really is.
And I appreciate that, and I'll never forget it. Some guys, they got one fucking T-shirt sale, and they're like, "All right, I'll see you in hell." Like, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
But thanks, Tim Dillon. But no, I'm just kidding. Tim Dillon is a very funny gay man. But Bert is super cool, and I was like, he's like, "Hey, you want to go to Europe?" And I'm like, trip to Europe, paid to do comedy, drinking, the whole thing. I'm in. When am I going to Europe?
Yeah.
And it was challenging.
Really?
Well, I like to drink as much as the next guy, but I'm a normal human being who gets hungover and is an introvert and likes being alone and all that.
Yeah.
And Bert's like drinking all night, shots, eating pizza at 5 a.m., then waking up at 9 a.m., hitting the treadmill with a Coors Light. And I'm like, I'm shitting blood. I'm trembling. I'm foaming at the mouth. I'm in a Coke den with two naked guys. I'm like, what happened? How'd we get here? And he's like, hey, I'm at the gym. Then I'm going to do some promo. You want to be in my video where we roller skate in our panties? I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. This is day 2.
Yeah.
And we got a flight tomorrow at 7 a.m. to Copenhagen. And I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yeah, I think about like how I would never be able to tour with him. Like the way that I've done vacation with him, and I did a 1-day trip to San Francisco with him where he picked me up at 7 a.m. with a 32-ounce vodka soda.
There you go.
And then we went to the airport and we went to the bar, and they're like, Bert! Like the bartenders were like, Bert!
Yeah.
And
he likes it. We run from that. We go, this guy knows us. Let's go to a different place.
Drinks a couple there, get on the plane. He was like, double it and then keep coming.
Yeah.
And so they brought him. And like, I'm drinking one for every 2 or 3 that he's drinking.
Yes.
We get to the hotel at fucking, I don't know, like noon or 11 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to go like take a nap.
Yeah.
And I go, what about you? He goes, I'll be right here. And I'm sitting at the bar. And I see him like 3 hours later. And here's the thing. We drank all the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just like,
yes,
like this. And I go, what are you going to do? He's like, doesn't it feel great? Like, just keep that buzz going.
No.
And I go, I'm so tired.
Right.
And he goes, oh no, like I feel, and he looks fine.
He looks great.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like,
He's shirtless at a 5-star restaurant, eating steak and taking photos with everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to kill myself. I just want to go home, but he can do it. And you're the whole time selfishly, I don't know, 13 days in, I'm like, he's going to crack. There's got to be some point where he's going to fall into a ball of tears at some point, and he never did.
And the energy stays here.
Yes.
Like he doesn't have that drag. Like
no drag.
No, he's just like, you go, I think there's something to this Mickey Mantle gene, man.
No doubt about it. I mean, when I saw that fat cunt on the elliptical, I was pissed. I was like, God damn it. And then we did 3 shows that night or 2 shows that night, and he pulls it off. Then he sells merch. Then he does photos. Then he signs posters. I mean.
And then he's like, hey, to the audience, do you guys want to come out with me? And you're like, what are you doing? And then tells them all to come to a bar, and then we'll hang out, photograph shots with everybody at the bar. And you're like, how do you do this?
I don't know how he does it, and it's damn impressive.
It's like he has Joe Rogan's drive for exercise for drinking and meeting people. Joe won't miss a workout, and Bert's like, there's no way I'm not going to shake hands and have a shot with this guy.
He's Joe Rogan and Geraldo together somehow, who died of a drug overdose. But he can do them both.
He can do them both.
And that's why his career is soaring, because he never has to have downtime.
Yeah, no.
And you're a comfort guy, and you have self-esteem.
Yeah.
I have no self-esteem, and I'm fine in discomfort, and I still couldn't hang. Because I was like, I'm built for this. I'm a weirdo who likes to drink and likes to party and can rally. And it was still impressive, and he blew me out of the water. And he's 68 years old.
Yeah, he's on his insulin. He's doing all right.
Like when he's in a Rascal at 98, he'll be racing that Rascal and drinking spiked prune juice and be racing the guys at Walmart and filming it.
Oh, he definitely will be. Yeah, he will be, and he's gonna be one of those guys that you're like, how's this guy alive now?
Yeah.
He's gonna be in his 80s.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And they'll be like, you're alive.
I know. I'm waiting for the selfie where he's pouring Tito's into the IV bag and he's like, taking his teeth out. And shit.
He'll be a fun old drunk guy.
You know what it is with Bert? Now, maybe I shouldn't say this because it's a little dicey, but he has no sex drive.
Right.
I've never seen him, like, he's like, oh, she's pretty or whatever, but he has no, like, I gotta fuck or I gotta go jerk off.
And also, usually alcohol fuels those things.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen with him.
Not with him. He'll fuck a Big Mac up.
Yeah.
But he's never like, let's go to a strip club or a brothel.
No.
He has none of that, whereas other guys, that's a kind of a real crutch.
Yes.
And maybe that's the fuel he's using. He took the sex drive wire and plugged it into his, heart. And he took it out of his dick, and plugged it into his heart, and it's pumping in there. I don't know what it is.
That's so true, because he's never, ever, ever trying to fuck. Like, there's no such, like, he doesn't have any of that, like, the wandering eye. Nothing.
We went to a strip club once, and we just made jokes, and I'd be like, I'm going to go in the back room and get a lap dance from this fat Samoan chick. And he was like, nah, let's just hang out and talk. And I was like, all right. And that's him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, and I know he's married with kids, but even if he was single, he wouldn't have it.
I don't think so either. No, he definitely would be the type to get into a relationship.
Yep.
And that would be his lady. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where he's getting it.
Yeah. Maybe his T level's real low.
T level?
Testosterone. Maybe we should get him checked.
Yeah.
And then we get him on some tea, and then all of a sudden he's just fucking everything in the world. His wife would be so mad at me.
Oh, of course.
You did this with his TRT.
I thought Ari was bad. You gave him tea. At least Ari gave him Molly. That's the other thing. Bert's on Molly. I was at the store with him, and he's just like, woo, let's drink, baby. Yeah, he's high-fiving everybody, watching a game, but there was no like, oh, look at those tits. When you're on Molly, you want to touch stuff and finger yourself, and he had none of that.
It doesn't happen with him, man. It doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how his kidneys work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that well versed in, medicine, but I feel like people that really tie one on like he does, at a certain age, your kidneys start to go like, hey, man.
You'd think. He told me he went to the hospital once for like a checkup or something, and they're like, yeah, your cholesterol's a little high. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. What else did they say? He's like, that was it. I'm like, that's just red meat and shit.
Yeah.
What about the booze and the liver and the kidneys and your brain and all that? He's like, oh, I didn't bring it up. I'm like, that's all I want to know about, you fucking booze bag. Yeah, he's a special case, and thank God we have him in the comedy world. Like, thank God he's not just some accountant who doesn't know this about himself.
Yes.
He knew his path.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.